Hey guys, girls and transgender toasters. I decided it'd be a funny idea to make an Iceberg chat for a server one of my friends owned. I realised this is a great idea because the server has many secrets in it, and I wanted to give light to some of the stuff. There is a content warning, however. If you see an entry that has red text and says sensitive topic, it will typically mean that the thing behind it is, well, controversial, to say the least. A lot of things involving Sexytopia's history are controversial. The iceberg is split into 6 different layers, each one getting more obscure than last. You know how it works. Let's get started, shall we? Dimitroslavia. Dimitroslavia is basically the spawn point of the game. Could go vastly in depth about it, but it's as simple as being the chairman Roylance's main country. It is guarded by sea borders and split into 3 different sections that will be discussed later down on the iceberg. It is one of the many countries in the DOC. Borders. Borders are self-explanatory. These are what separate countries. There are 2 variants, land borders, which are separated by land, and naval borders, which are separated by seas, which is pretty obvious. That's all there is to borders for now. Walls aren't always necessary, as long as both or more parties know where their country is and where it goes into your country. Travel agencies. Travel agencies are self-explanatory. They're basically how people travel from one country to another using teleports. We have this one big one in the sky called the Central Travel Agency. That's honestly about it, really. The Catlin. The Catlin is the name that was given to Chairman Roylance's government building. It is the oldest standing building in the server. I could say a lot about this entry, but I don't really need to, really. I mean, I might go in depth in it later, but that's about it. Government buildings and outposts. A government building is essentially where a central government takes place for one country. These are for independent countries. An outpost, however, is what is given to a non-independent country. These typically have less uses than government buildings. An outpost becomes a government building once its country gains independence, and it's recommended to upgrade them upon gaining independence. C7. C7 is the name given to Chairman Roylance's military launch site. There are many segues through C7 which I'll get to later in the iceberg, and it's also been given an open mode, a closed mode, and a lockdown mode. Communist Minecraft server. A term given to the server. It's simple, 3 memorable words. It's a Minecraft server, but it's communist. That's about it, lads. Alliances. An alliance is an agreement between 2 or more countries. This can be a friendly alliance or a war alliance. Basically the same thing you'd hear in a history class. Countries will support and maybe even aid each other, and that's about it. The main 4 or 3. A term I coined which refers to all prominent parties on the server. Chairman Roylance, Grand Marshall of Kesselar, and do I really have to say this? Führer Woodhouse. Gotta hate that name. And President Jr, which is me, who left the server. The chairman owns and runs the server. Weapon factories. Well, what do you expect? It's basically how weapons are forged on the server. There's a factory in Dimitroslavia, and probably other countries where the working class forge our military weapons. Simple entry. Finally, we have our final entry on the layer 1 of the iceberg. This is the most complicated one to explain, but it can be summarized quite easily, and my friend has helped me summarize it. This is the DOC. The DOC, or the Dimitroslavic Union of Countries, is a country made up of countries and federations with districts inside. It's really complicated. So guys, we did it. We finished the first layer of this big beautiful iceberg. Next we will cover the shallow waters of the big beautiful bastard of an iceberg. But until then, goodbye you beautiful people.